Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Backstory boxing. Now, Eddie Hearn takes jabs at Lou DiBella, and basically, he addresses the whole Dillian Whyte, Deontay Wilder situation, and Deontay Wilder wanting wanting $7 million to fight Dillian Whyte, and Eddie Hearns basically said, "Man, you're only getting $4 million. I already did the numbers, man. You're not getting any more than that because you're just not commercially. You're not commercially like big worldwide. You're not as big as you should be." He basically gave credit to Deontay Wilder and said how he's the American undefeated heavyweight champion, but yet nobody knows him, and it was really interesting, man. Eddie Hearn broke it down. He said Anthony Joshua has commercial deals. You know, he's sponsored by Under Armour, he's sponsored by Rolex, and he's sponsored by Dre Beats. You know, those are major players in America. And Deontay Wilder, he basically said Deontay Wilder has none of those. He doesn't have any commercial interests, and that's a problem. You know, he basically taunted Lou DiBella and said that he's doing a really, really bad job in promoting Deontay Wilder, man. And basically, Eddie Hearn was trying to say that he's promoting Deontay Wilder better than Dillian Whyte. I mean, better than Lou DiBella and his promotion. You know, the thing about Eddie Hearn is he's trying to make Deontay Wilder a bigger star for the Anthony Joshua fight in the first place. He's trying to make him a better star, and it's sort of sad that another promoter has to make that star that his fighter is trying to fight a bigger star so his fighter can fight him in the first place. You know, he feels like Deontay Wilder's name isn't there, and maybe Dillian Whyte isn't enough to make him the superstar he needs to be. You know, but basically what Eddie Hearn was trying to say is this guy, Lou DiBella, hasn't made Deontay Wilder a big star yet, and not only that, he's outside of boxing, he's not really relevant. Deontay Wilder isn't big outside of boxing. You know, Lou DiBella hasn't made the extra step to get his fighter commercial deals like Rolex, like, you know, Under Armour. You know, it's versatile. When you think of Rolex, you think of Under Armour, you think of two completely different things. You know, when you think Rolex, you think high class, suit and tie, you know, nice fancy car. And when you think of Under Armour, you think extreme athlete, you think the best, you know, athlete, you know, you think things like that. It's two completely different worlds, you know. And the way they market Anthony Joshua is completely different how they market Deontay Wilder. And I think Lou DiBella and his promotion and promoting Deontay Wilder, man, they're old school, man. They're just really cashing out on Deontay Wilder's just his boxing ability. They're not really promoting him too well at all. They're not going out the way to get him deals he needs to get. I mean, if anything, they might get him on a show to do an interview. That's it. But they're not getting him sponsors and stuff like that, which is really important in boxing. Having a sponsor is everything, you know? It's everything. You know, you shot at workouts, you wearing Under Armour or whatever, you get a check, you know? They don't do that with Deontay Wilder. And I'm sort of shocked that he doesn't have any kind of deal with some kind of athletic brand. There's all kind of, you know, lower level basketball players with brand names in their own shoes. They're making, you know, probably less money than Deontay Wilder is. Like C-level athletes in NBA, you know, making mediocre money. You know, they even have their own shoe deal. I mean, Deontay Wilder has none of that stuff. You know, he's not sponsored by anyone. And it's sad that Eddie Hearn has to make Deontay Wilder a bigger name, someone from a whole nother part of the world to make this Anthony Joshua fight bigger. You know, so I agree in that fashion that Eddie Hearn, he's building up Deontay Wilder, and he's actually telling him that, hey man, like Lou DiBella's probably not even good for you, man. He's not getting you things he needs to get you. You know, best believe that Eddie Hearn's definitely getting a check, a piece of that Rolex sponsor from Anthony Joshua. He's getting a piece of that, you know, check from Rolex. I guarantee it. But he's making him bigger. The whole job of a promoter is to make a fighter bigger, to promote the guy. So the more times he's mentioned, the bigger the fighter is going to be. You know, the thing about these boxers, these old school boxer promoters in America, they want to do things the old fashioned way. Nah, man, you sort of got like when I think Eddie Hearn, I'm starting to think of like new age, um, like rapper promoters, you know, who get their rappers like a deal with, you know, Spotify or whatever else. Like he's getting, I mean, Anthony Joshua's name is everywhere, man. It's everywhere, and he's making them as big as possible because that's the whole point. The bigger their name is, the bigger, the higher the viewership is going to be. The more deals you get him, the more money you can get out that deal yourself for you. Really, it's really for you. The more deals you get him in, the more checks you can get from that guy. You know, you can't just rely on conventional means. You know, it's like these new age, these old school promoters don't know like how to adapt. You know, it's sort of, it can't be too complicated. But for these old school promoters, you know, Eddie Hearn is new in the game. You know, he's new in the game. He's not an old Bob Arum or uninspired like Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya has no inspiration for anything. He's not doing anything new. He's doing the same stuff he's always been doing. You know, if anything, he's copying everyone else's blueprint. You know, Eddie Hearn's probably youngest in the game right now, and he's really showing ambition. You know, something that other promoters lack. It seems like, you know, this guy is traveling the world, trying to get in different markets. He talks about in his interview being the best of the best, and you know, he's showing he's willing to do whatever it takes to make his fighters superstars. You know, he can't be the best of the best having B-level fighters with no promotion. No, he's going to build his fighters into a product so his company can grow. I mean, that's the only way you do it in boxing. You can't build yourself up and tear down the fighters. That doesn't make any, you can't do that being a promoter. It won't work, right? So it's in his best interest to make superstars and to get his fighters the most sponsors, and the most word of mouth, the most TV deals, radio deals, whatever it takes to get them to the level they need to get to. You know, that's Eddie Hearn's job. And I think he's doing a phenomenal job. And it's sad that Eddie Hearn probably wants to pay Deontay Wilder more money, but he can't because he's just not big enough name. And that's his promoter's fault. That's Deontay Wilder's promoter's fault right there. You know, you like Eddie Hearn said, you have an undefeated world champion and nobody knows who this guy is. It's not Deontay Wilder's fault. It's his promoter's fault. So let me know how you guys feel about it. About Eddie Hearn talking about, you know, Deontay Wilder's only getting $4 million because he's just not a big enough name, and I agree, he isn't a big enough name, and we all know who the fault is Lou DiBella. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire, Geoboxing Empire. Peace.